Hello and welcome back to Universal Love Law. Today I will be discussing the dark-sided Pisces. And so first and foremost, I want to give a disclaimer that when it comes to the dark sided of each sign, I am not, saying that this is you. This is not just a person because that's their sign. We're talking about people that tap into their negative natures, people that are jaded from experiences in life, people that have had early childhood experiences that cause trauma, people that have mental illnesses or different, you know, things that may cause them to act in their lower self. So this is the dark side of the Piscean energy when they're more jaded. So dark-sided Pisces people might not show all of these attributes. Some may show all of them. People they may show some, and some people may not show any of them because, believe it or not, there are some absolutely good people in the world. Like, there are some people that are innately really good people, and there are some people that life has gotten them to a point to where they are negative, or karma is just showing them how they should not keep experiencing life that way. So let's jump into the dark-sided Pisces energy. So Pisces is mutable water, meaning that they can adapt to the emotions of others, and they can empathize and be empathetic with others, and they can also use their emotions to express themselves and express other people's emotions as well. But that leads into the deception factors. The dark-sided Pisces will believe that they are like feeling someone else's emotions, and it's not. They are very empathic, so they soak up everyone's emotions. The people that are dark-sided Pisces, that some of them may tend to be around people a lot, and that's not healthy for any Pisces. And so people that actually take the time out to be alone and do self-care and not always engulf themselves in other people's problems, that's a problem of a dark-sided Pisces. And then they become victim. Now we have our sharks and we have our goldfish, so we're going to get into both. But yeah, so the dark-sided Pisces are known to self-sabotage, and to put themselves in other people's business and problems to where they end up dealing with the emotions of others. And they have very strong emotions. Remember, the ocean runs deep, and deep down it ain't warm, it's cold. So, and it's really hard to kind of differentiate their emotions and others. So as they're already dealing with their mood swings and the feelings that they get from the room and the people they live with, they're always picking up on vibes. And so when they're always opening themselves up to other people's problems, it can make them very imbalanced, and they can always be battling with other people's problems, and then they'll be spazzing out on the wrong people, or they will be self-medicating themselves. The older they become, they start to justify their addictive behavior to drugs and alcohol. It could be very strong drugs. It can be very light drugs, but anything to help them to escape, that is what they will utilize, so that they can kind of bury their emotions or the emotions of others. So they can become very disassociated in life. They can abandon their responsibilities, and they have that problem with neglect, just like the Sagittarius energy. They can neglect the things that are important or put on the back burner until it's too late and life begins to catch up with them, and they realize that they're very far behind. They can be very in denial with the reality of life. And they can always be in a victim state of mind to where they're blaming others. They're very idealistic. So they can be secret narcissistic cheaters, because they have this ideal perfect person in their mind. They're ruled by Neptune, and so they have this fantasy mind. They're often in it, and they're often having fantasies about different sexual pros and things like that. And so they could be very idealistic and have high expectations for their partner, even though they settle for someone that is not at all to the standards of what they want. They settle for people that are safe for them emotionally, the ones that they know are not going to have them questioning their self, or like having to get up and do things. They like people that they could just be themselves around and like laid back and all of those things. But it can become a problem because all that time while they're just laying back and things like that, they could be fantasizing a lot and being very idealistic. They can see the flaws in their partner and then seek that perfection within other people. Or if they are serial cheaters, they can like something about each person. Like, I love you for your face. I love you for your sex. I love you for your company. You know, just creating this perfect world. And, you know, when they have too much to juggle, they are very good at hiding, and they're very good at being deceptive, but they are not good at lying, but they do lie a lot. You can catch a Pisces, dark-sided Pisces, in a lie very easily if you just allow them to lie over and over again, and then just that do that little game with them. Start to ask them 100 questions or 21 questions. The 100's a lot. Start asking them 21 questions and asking them things that you kind of did not, mention or, before. And then you'll start to see their stories overlapping. And then all of a sudden, the truth will have to come out, or they will just be very frustrated that you are on to them. They're very sneaky, so they don't like to be their deception to be revealed. It's like it's a secret. Nobody should know, right? And if they do, if their secrets are revealed, they're how sneaky and how quirky they could be, how they have really weird things that they're into. But if you're onto them, they can react very wild, kind of like that Aquarius energy. But they will react in a way where they're like, they will react emotionally. Like, just imagine water exploding. Like, what explodes water? Like, not like a volcano, but like water just erupting. Like, it just reaches this boiling point. That's how they respond, and they do not have control over their emotions. They may cause very violent acts onto a person out of rage and out of anger and out of emotional lacking emotional control. And so this can be very hard for a dark-sided. You see that come out of a dark-sided Pisces, you gonna hit the hay. You gonna be like, okay, this person is crazy. Like, they is crazy, right? So yeah, they're very idealistic in that sense. So they could be very sneaky, and they can they can always strive to live out their fantasies in their life. Another thing is they can have split personalities. They could suffer from that. They can be one way with you and then one way by their self, and have a whole nother world that they live in that nobody is really aware of. But it can be very mentally disturbing with a dark-sided Pisces. They can be prone to stealing, because they sometimes do not live in the reality of morals and laws and rules and restrictions. They want what they want when they want it, and they don't care about the consequences that may come with it. They just want to get what they want to get. They're very sneaky, so they could tend to be that steal to get away with things. They like that feeling of getting away with things. And so, yeah, of course, all of these things that they deal with, like dealing with other people's emotions and problems and things, can cause them to be addicts. because they're dealing with their problems and other people's problems. And what that can also do is make them it can make them lack ambition and motivation to do things. They stay in a muck. A dark-sided Pisces person stays in their problems and stays in their troubles, and they say things like they want to get out or they want to change, but they'll never do it. The dark-sided Pisces person will never change. They begin to kind of program themselves, and they get into a routine of that negativity to where they begin to need it. They feed off that. They feed off of being emotional. They feed all of it some meaning to them. It's a part of their routines. Like if they work very hard and then come home and have a drink every day and self-loathe, they will never get out of that circle, that spiral, even if they start to do it secretly. Because if a person, they do like to hide things from their partners and their spouses. So they'll be secretly doing things and self-loathing and feeling bad and in a negative spiral. Okay. Another thing about the dark-sided Pisces is they can be very materialistic, and some of them say, oh, they're very spiritual. They're not as materialistic, but that's not true. They really have a very strong connection to be with someone or be around people or be accepted. Like, that being outcast feeling is not a good feeling for a Pisces, dark-sided Pisces. So they may choose to, do things like become very materialistic and blind people with what they have and keep people around them based on what they have, but truly inside not even have that type of personality. They could be the type of people that do it for clout or do it for people, like, not for themselves. They're very, very sensitive. So you could hurt their feelings a lot, even if they display this very tough and strong exterior. Now, when I'm saying that the dark-sided Pisces people are addicted to things, they're not all just addicted to drugs and things that'll alter their mind. They could be addicted to porn. They can be addicted to connecting with people sexually. They can be addicted to all type of things. They could be addicted to making money. The addiction runs into however that Piscean person plays it out. Usually it deals with something that's mind altering, like a drug or alcohol. Another thing about the dark-sided Pisces is they're very lazy and very unorganized and can be very sloppy. They could not take pride in their surroundings due to their laziness, and it can cause them to, it could just carry on their aura. Like, very lazy people, you could just tell, like, you could tell they super lazy. They are. It will carry in their aura. It's like they just drag themselves out of bed, drag themselves to work, drag themselves to the store, drag themselves to here, they will have that type of aura. Now, the ones that are dark-sided Pisces that are very cleanly can be OCD cleanliness, to where everything is perfect and they're like wiping the walls, feeling like, they don't play. Like, it has to be perfect. And anything that threatens that can cause them to be very emotional and outrageous and outbursting and push people away. Like, no, I do not like, get away from me. Like, no, My camera just almost died. So let's wrap this video up. So ultimately, the dark-sided Pisces have these traits that can create them to be very self-centered, based off of emotion, triggered by things very easily, so lost in a fantasy that they don't take reality serious. They don't take their dreams and make them realities. The dark-sided Pisces can become addicted to anything, and substances, and even sex, because they take on a lot of problems and they don't deal with them head on. Their addiction keeps them their judgment cloudy and keeps them very reactive, emotional. The older they get, they can be very reactive and aggressive and angry people. They could be very materialistic, and they can steal. They can be thieves, and they can justify that. They could become disassociated and in denial. These people can end up in psychiatric homes, because of their lack of control. And they can even, disassociate to where they lose their mind and snap. So it's really important to just be aware when you're dealing with a dark-sided Pisces energy person, because they are unaware of the reality of the seriousness of their actions. They're off into another world, and some of them don't even care too much for living. They just live because they wake up here every day. And life can be so hard on them that they just submit to the challenges, and they deal with it the best way that they know how, which is to escape. So please let me know what you think about this video in the comments below. Thank you so much for tuning into Universe.